Hello everybody, welcome back. In this class, I am going to discuss about caching in Hibernate. Hibernate caching improves the performance of the application by pooling the object in the cache. It is useful when we have to fetch the same data multiple times. And there are mainly two types of caching, first level cache and second level cache. Now, Hibernate supports caching mechanism, which reduces the number of round trips between an application and the database so that the performance of an application will be increased. Now, Hibernate supports caching at two levels. That is, first one is the first level cache or the session level, and second one is the second level cache or the session factory level. Session level cache or the first level cache is also called as the local cache or the first level cache. Session factory level cache is also called as the second level cache or global cache or JVM level cache. And Hibernate inbuilt uses first level cache, and this cache is started whenever a session is open, and this cache is dead whenever a session is closed. So Hibernate inbuilt uses first level cache, and this cache is started whenever a session is open, and this cache is dead whenever the session is closed. As a programmer, we do not need to provide any setters to enable or disable the first level cache. Whenever we try to load an object from database within a session, then Hibernate first verifies whether the object with a given ID is available within the cache memory or not. Then Hibernate loads the object from the database, and if exists in the cache memory, then instead of going to the database again, it will be loaded from the local cache memory only. And when first time we are loading an object from the database, then it will be loaded from the database only. Internally, Hibernate stores the record into a result set object and then copies a row of the result set object into the Pojo class object, and then that Pojo class object is given to the client application and also stores into the cache memory. And when second time onwards, if we are loading the same object, then instead of loading from the database again, it will be loaded from the session cache memory only. And in Hibernate, each session has its own cache memory. It means the cache memory of one session cannot be accessed by another session. And if you want to load an object from the database again, instead of from the loader, the local cache memory, then first of all, we need to remove the object stored in the cache memory. And in order to remove an object from the cache memory of a session, then we need to call any of the following two methods, that is, evict of object or clear method. And evict method is used to remove a particular object from the cache memory, and clear method is used to clear all the objects from the cache memory. And when we close the session, that is session.close method is called, then the entire cache memory will be destroyed, and it means the objects that are stored in the cache memory are also destroyed. And so this is about the caching in Hibernate. And this first level cache is the session object which holds the first level cache data, and it is enabled by default. So the first level cache data will not be available to the entire application. An application can use many session objects. And second level cache is the session factory object, holds the second level cache data, and the data stored in the second level cache will be available to the entire application. But we need to enable it explicitly. So what are the second level caches? Caches we are having EH cache, that is easy Hibernate cache, Swarm cache, OS cache, and JBoss cache. And Hibernate second level cache uses a common cache for all the session objects of a session factory. And it is useful if you have multiple session objects from a session factory. Session factory holds the second level cache data and it is global for all the session objects and not enabled by default. Each implementation provides different cache usage functionality. And there are four ways to use second level cache. First is read only, that is caching will work for read only operation. Non-strict read write, caching will work for read and write but one at a time. And read write, that is caching will work for read and write can be used simultaneously. Transactional caching will work for transaction. So the cache usage property can be applied to class or collection level in Hibernate in HBM.xml file. So now I will explain this caching in Hibernate with an example. So first create a Maven project. That is go to file, new Maven project. Then use the default workspace location here. That is in which folder you want to store your projects. Then select the particular folder and say next. Then here the group of artifacts will be displayed. So select the Maven archetype, quick start. Select the Maven archetype quick start, which is group ID of this artifact ID is org.apache.maven.archetypes. Select this particular and say next. Then group ID I have given as com.cache and artifact ID is the Hibernate cache. And then say finish. When you say finish, the Maven project with Hibernate cache is created. Then inside the source folder, this com.cache is the group ID and Hibernate cache is the artifact ID. And this is the package created. Inside this package, first create the Pojo class employee.java. Import javax.persistent.star and import org.hibernate.annotations.cache. Import org.hibernate.annotations.cache concurrency strategy. Then mention the annotations at the rate entity at the rate table name equal to emp1012. Therefore, so before running this application, go to MySQL database and create the table emp1012 with integer int 10 of primary key auto increment, name varchar25 and salary is float. Then insert some values in this because our project is going to fetch the records. So insert into EMP1012 name salary with the value Scott and this is the salary for Scott and then another set of values Tiger and this is the 34,354.34 is the salary for Tiger. Then go back to Eclipse. Then at the rate cacheable, at the rate cache usage equal to cache concurrency strategy dot read only. In public class employee at the rate ID, here I am taking the properties integer ID, string name and float salary. And these are the setter and getter methods. And this is the constructor. Employee constructor is used here of string name and float salary. And these are the setters and getter methods. Then in the fetch test.java, and again you need to create one hibernate.cfg.xml in the source folder. Right click on the source folder, go to new, other, and select the XML file inside the XML, say next and give the name and finish. Give the name as hibernate.cfg.xml. Then inside this Hibernate the configuration file, we have some properties like show underscore SQL is true. And HBM2 DDL.auto is update and dialect I'm using MySQL dialect and connection.url is the MySQL URL and username is loopcode, password is loopcode and the driver is the MySQL driver com.mysql.cj.jdbc.driver and cache.use underscore second level cache. I'm using second level cache because it is true here, property is true. And cache.region.factory class is org.hibernate.cache.ehcache.ehcache region factory. And this is the mapping class which I included here. That is, we are mapping into the Pojo class of Pojo class. And next is the fetch test is the client application. And the dependencies which I included here in the pom.xml is the Hibernate core dependency and MySQL connector Java dependency and the cache dependency. For cache, go to Maven repository and type as cache artifact ID, type cache artifact ID. Then you get this org.ehcache, select the cache and select the most maximum usages, select that particular version and then copy the dependency and paste in this form.xml. Similarly, search for Hibernate cache also. Copy and paste the dependency. And next is the fetch test is the client application where we have inside public static void main string args, configuration conf equal to new configuration conf.configure. We need to configure the configuration file hibernate.cfg.xml. Then session factory equal to conf.build session factory. Then session1 equal to factory.open session. Then employee emp1 is equal to session1.load of employee.class comma this is the id 121 is the id and then system.out.println employee.get id get name and get the salary, then get the values of this particular id. In session1.close, then I am opening a new session. You can open any number of sessions for the second level cache. You can create any number of sessions. Session2 equal to factory.open session, employee em2 employee object em2 equal to session2.load employee.class comma id is 121, then system.out.println emp2.get id and get the name and salary for this particular id, get the details of the particular id, then session2.close. So hope you understood about this caching. I'll continue in the next class.